What's up, man?
Good, man. Can you take us back to the decision that you were ready to go to the NFL, and how validating has it been, how you've done the process so far?
Yep. Like I tell you, everybody out there, I pray on it first. Spoke with my family. I evaluated what I did this season and the past season. I feel like I did enough to come out, and I feel like the Spirit led me, and so I went with my decision.
Jordan?
Following up on that, how was your experience in Indy and at the combine?
It was a blessing, man. Something I dreamed of since I was a kid. Sitting there watching it with my own brother, getting motivated, doing the little Ray Lewis method, throwing the cards down, doing how many push-ups showed on the card, and so it was a blessing, and to say the least. And so I'm just thankful and I'm honored that I got the opportunity to go there. So.
Did you sing Elmo's when you were up there?
Wait.
Did you the steakhouse?
Nah, I didn't have it. Nah.
What events are you planning to do tomorrow? You did some at the combine, so what are you gonna do at?
Yes, sir. So I will run my 40. I will vertical jump. I will do 5, 10, 5, and I will be doing DB drills.
Peter?
AZ, at the combine, obviously people are wanting to see how you do on the field, but people also don't know that at the other side of it is talking to the executives, talking to GM and the coaches. What was that experience like, and what some of the questions that they asked you in particular?
Yeah, at first it was a little nerve-wracking, just because you going in there, head coaches, owners, GM, the decision makers. You aren't talking to scouts anymore. You're talking to the decision makers, and so at first it was a little nerve-wracking, but then I had to think like, just be yourself. You don't really got to put on no image. You don't got to put on no mask. You ain't got to do anything like that. Just be yourself. I feel like I'm a guy of high character, and I feel like everybody can back me on that. And so just not trying to make the moment too big, but dang sure not trying to make it too small. And so it was a blessing though, man. I was comfortable. I was confident. I walked in, spoke confident, shook everybody's hand, and got to it. So it was a blessing though, man.
Brendan? You obviously have a brother who went through this experience, and you have teammates who have gone through it, and you have former teammates who went through it last year. I guess what kind of advice have they given you? What's been particularly, I guess, valuable for you to hear from them during this process?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak with my brother. Really, the main thing is the same thing that got you is not what's gonna keep you here in this league. And so, me having an older brother, already going through it, it's a blessing because a lot of people don't have that privilege to have an older brother that's already went through it and that can tell you and that can prepare you before you even walk into these rooms. And so, the same thing that got you is not what's gonna keep you here. You gotta enhance your habits, and you gotta know who's around you as well. You gotta know who's listening and who you're listening to. And so that's just really the main thing when you're going through this process. There's so many things that's gonna get thrown at you. And just stay focused, keep having tunnel vision, and most importantly, keep God first. And so that's the main thing.
Matt?
Pastor King wasn't here when you first got here. How big did when he got here play in your development to being now potential first round pick?
Patrick Chain is a great coach, but I also had 2 great DB coaches, Coach Woodson and Coach Patrick Chain. I don't really like comparing guys. I know that's not what you're trying to ask me, but I know that's what the media out there are going to try to turn it into. But both guys were great guys. Coach Chain, he played in the league 11 years, so he's been through it. So it is kind of different when you have a coach that's been through it and been in the shoes that you're trying to fill and make them even bigger. But it was a blessing.
As you've dealt with teams, what's kind of been a common theme in the things they've asked you about, the things they've kind of questioned about your game and what you can do at the next level?
Really, they like that I can play man-to-man. They like I can guard from 5'8" to 6'5", 6'7", however you want to put it. And the main thing is that I was telling them, and they didn't even have to harp on it. I was telling them I need to work on finishing my tackling, just my tackling technique. And that's just really the main thing. I put some great things out there, but I also put some bad stuff out there. There's nothing I can pout about. Nothing I go, oh, that's not me, is what I put on film. But I know that that's not who I am, and so that's just really the main thing. But they like my savviness, they like my length, my technique, my physicality, and the way I play the position. So.
Peter?
AZ, I know this is obviously far from your control, but chances of the LA Rams coming, looking at you and keeping the Florida State pipeline going, especially Fuller's there, Darren James there, Jared Burst there. What are the chances of having another? another Florida State guy being that ranked?
I mean, I'm lucky to have any team that want me. But I mean, if I could play with my brothers again, if God has that in my plan, then great. But if He doesn't, then great again. But yeah, man, just to answer your question.
Brendan?
Oh, not asking, I guess, for what you think the 40 time would be, but like what would be, okay, clear, like good, like that's something that will help my stock or at least keep a baseline.
Yeah, I'm not putting
No
anything
number?
out there.
All right.
Y'all go see it tomorrow.
Can I ask another one? You know, what's, I guess, some areas in your film, like, when you go back and look this past season, that you'll be happy, like, you'll point scouts and your GMs too, to say, hey, like, this is something that even when we weren't doing as well as we wanted, this is what I did well, that's something I can hang my hat on.
I mean, main thing is effort. My effort, technique, not falling asleep on plays even when quarterback wasn't throwing my way. You can see on tape that I still was tuning into my technique, still was tuning in, communicating with my guys, and I feel like that's the main thing. We can point out, oh, he did this, he did that, down, but like the main thing that show up on film is your effort and how you communicate and your technique and stuff like that. So.
Have any teams brought you in for additional meetings away from the combine, or do any have plans to bring you in that you know of?
I have had some Zoom meetings since the combine, but I'm not gonna mention those teams.
Ira?
And I feel like the whole time you were here, people around the program talked a lot about your mom and how much they liked her and how, you know, just how important she's been in your life and how much of your relationship with her has been a motivation and how happy are you to kind of fulfill these dreams, I guess?
Yeah, that's the main thing. Apart from me doing everything for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, it's my mother. She's my superhero. She's the reason why I'm here right now. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for her and her obedience to the Lord. And so she's my everything, man. I wake up every day, even when I'm tired, even when I'm going to the combine. Got meetings 12 o'clock in the morning. Got to be right back up at 5 when I'm tired. She's what keeps me going. Because when we were struggling, she was tired as well, but she kept going. So who am I to not wake up for a meeting? Or who am I to complain about the blessing that I'm in right now when we were just crying, when we were just sweating, we were just going through all that to be here right now. And so she's the main reason why I keep going. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have quit a long time ago, being honest. But she keeps me going, man.
Jordan?
You reflected on it a little bit already, but can you just talk about your time here in the highs and the lows, and if you have any conversations with scouts about what happened last year, but obviously the success you guys had the year before?
Yeah, I mean, every team really asked me about it. How did it feel to go 2-10? Like, it wasn't great. Like, like who wants to lose? But I told them just how I kept like just showing up each and every day with the same mindset, the same approach, the same attitude, because I couldn't feel my brothers. I knew there were guys looking at me, and even though we wasn't getting the outcome that we were getting, and it is what Coach Norvell taught me, not to be driven by circumstance, but to be driven by the opportunity to get better and to help your teammates. And so I harped on that, and I feel like I embraced that this past season. And yeah, it was tough, man. But I wouldn't take that moment back for anything. And like I told everybody else, the outside world would be like, "Whoa, why?" Like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But it's like, bro, like who, like how I was developed and like, and not even on the surface, not even, I'm talking about inside of me, like just my character, like my spirit and just how I grew since then is crazy. I feel like I can face anything in the world now. And so I feel like it was a blessing in disguise, and it was a blessing to where other people would think it was a curse, but I'm thankful for it.
Got time for a couple more. Chris?
You're a thoughtful guy. Did you give any parting wisdom or tell those young DBs like Q and Edwin and Ricky and so on and so forth? Anything, as you know, whether it was yesterday when you dropped in maybe to practice or when you left here a few months ago?
I mean, yeah, but during the season I was giving them cues as well. Just telling them like how it is right now. This is not how it will be. And don't think that this is how it is. And we got back on top and we dropped right back down. And so we were, at first when I came in, we were hunting. And then my sophomore year, we were being hunted. And then this season again, we were being hunted. We were being ranked, 8 in the first game? So that's just really the main thing, is just keep going and know that things will get better. It's nothing really much you can tell them because they already know. And it's just kind of just be like a repetitive cycle, but just keep going, man.
Jordan?
you kind of talked on it a little bit, but being 2-10, is there almost a lesson in there? Like, when you go to an NFL team, not everyone can win the Super Bowl every year. Is there something you can kind of take from the losing and to the next level?
Hold on, can you like explain your question?
Yeah, like, if you go to a team high in the draft, they're probably not gonna win the Super Bowl next year, and they might lose again as well. Just having that experience is something you can take with you to the professional.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, after the season, I feel like I can handle anything that life throw at me. So I'm thankful the Lord brought us through that, and not only got us through that, but we grew through it as well. So yeah.
Last one's going to Ira.
I just wanna follow up on those young guys coming up behind you guys, with you and Ventrell leaving. What do you think FSU fans can expect from that young group of DBs that has kind of been waiting in the wings?
Confident, swagger, savvy, physical, and they're ready to play. I saw it in practice, and even the ones that was on scout team, I saw it in practice, and I know that they are, and they know the loss that they're a young group. Like the whole secondary is young, so they know what they have at hand. And I saw those guys working in the summer from a distance, or not summer, but winter, spring, from a distance. And I know that, and I know what they're gonna bring. But to the world, it may be a shock, but I already know. So.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.